What to do if you have a bad day. So when you're at school and you're having a really bad day, I know the first thing you want to do or the first thing you look forward to doing is getting home. So if you get home and you get into your house and you're cranky pants and mom is there and you say nothing, what's going to happen is mom's going to come to her own conclusion. You're going to be short with her. She's going to be annoyed with you, and it's going to just be a whole hot mess. So this is what I want you to do. The next time you have a bad day at school, I want you to see it for what it is. Bad days happen. They suck. They're annoying, but it's okay. And part of Start Loving Life and what I teach about teaching you to be more confident and be happier. Listen, it's not about not having bad days. It's about when you have bad days, bouncing back as soon as possible. Because when you learn how to be happier and feel good about yourself, your tolerance for not feeling good is going to be that much. So if you have a bad day and you get home, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to communicate with mom, not in a complainy, whiny way, but in a factual way. It could be like, hey, mom, I had a really long day. Maybe I had my period and I have some cramps. Or maybe, my friend Sally was a little off today, so it was a little uncomfortable. Or maybe, I had this test and I studied for it, but I don't really know how I did on it. Very factual, okay? And again, all the reasons I just gave you, they're pretty fair reasons, right? Mom's going to understand that. Mom may ask more questions, but mom's going to understand the gist of it. But that's when you're also going to accept responsibility, because this is the thing. When you get home from school, the first thing you want to do is you're going to be so happy you're not in school, number one. Number two, this is when you have to step up, and this is where you're going to take responsibility of doing whatever you can to feel better. So it may be, hey, mom, I'm going to just spend some time in my room. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to maybe listen to good, empowering music. I'm going to maybe read a book. Maybe I'll watch one of my favorite shows. But whatever I'm going to do, the intention is to distract myself from the shitty day I just left. And my intention now of being home where it's easier, where I'm not around people at school and I'm by myself, my intention is to do whatever I can to feel better. That is what I want you to do. I want you to take that time to feel better, because what you're doing is you're setting up the rest of your evening. Now, if you don't do what I say, you come home, you're cranky, you're short with mom, she's short with you, how is the rest of your evening going to go? Not good. And that's why it's so important you communicate to mom, because as adults, and as I treat all my kids and everyone that watches my videos as adults, because that's exactly who I think you are and I know who you are to be. So it's about taking responsibility and being able to communicate. Listen, you're going to have bad moments. It's not about that. It's how do we bounce back? How do we take the ownership of doing whatever we can to feel better? When I have a bad day or I have a bad moment, I take naps. That's what I do. That's my thing. Or I listen to really inspiring, exciting music that gets my mind off of whatever I'm upset about, and it keeps me focused on my purpose, on my business, on helping you guys out there feel better. That's what drives me. So when I have a bad moment or a bad day, I just think of the bigger picture of my life and what I am doing and what I find fun and joyous. And that's what I focus on. And that's what I want you to focus on too. That this is just one day, one silly day out of the rest of your life that you're going to make better. So make peace with it, be okay, and take care of yourself when you get home. Do whatever you need to do, so that way tomorrow when you go back to school, you can start your day in the best way possible.